Hey everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me again today. Just thought I would take a little break from the computer and about to go do some yoga here in a few minutes, so I thought this would be a good time of the day to do my video. I got a comment this morning from a young lady. Actually, we have gone back and forth with a few comments the last few days, and thought it was very interesting, and it's kind of what the inspiration behind this video today. This young lady is from Eastern Europe. My memory's terrible, so I want to make sure. I'm not 100%, but she's from Eastern Europe, I know, and I'm 99.9% sure she told me Latvia. Now I can imagine that's in Eastern Europe. That's a tough place to do a raw vegan lifestyle. But just from a couple of the questions I've asked her and the responses I've gotten back, she's doing exactly what I would say everybody's got to do with this high carb vegan lifestyle, raw vegan lifestyle. But I'm sorry, I know there's people out there too, and I would say watch some of those. Use people for inspiration that are close to your situation. I know several people in Canada that do the fully raw thing, and it's really cold up there. Now I would imagine, I don't know, I'm just assuming, which can get you into trouble. I am assuming that you would probably have better access to different types of fruits in Canada than you might in some Eastern European countries, but that's neither here nor there, just something to think about. But that's one little point I wanted to bring up is, yeah, I live in the tropics. You watch a lot of, I know a lot of YouTubers, there's a number of YouTubers that live in the tropics, and I do think I have general things I can share with you. I have things that'll probably work for you when you're in your summer a lot of places, but there's certain stuff here. My situation is not your situation, and everybody has got to make this lifestyle work for them where they are. I mean, it's easy to, want to be somewhere where it's easier to do, but unless you're just going to do it, pick up and move, you've got to make the lifestyle work for you. I want to read a little bit of her comment because, like I say, I just think this was brilliant. Like, she is doing absolutely how I would imagine. I can't imagine doing it any different or any better if I was living over there. I just asked, what does a typical day look like for you in the winter? And she responds, depends on the day and what I have in the house. I live with my family, so dinner also depends on their choices. For breakfast, I always have a smoothie with 3 large bananas, frozen spinach, or a few lettuce leaves. If I have it at home, frozen black currant, 1 to 2 stalks of celery, plus raisins if it's a smoothie bowl. Then my lunch depends on if I have a long or short day at university. If it's a shorter day, I take some apples with me. But if it's a longer day, I go to the cafeteria and get boiled potatoes and salad. So nice that they have basic stuff there. If I had the cooked lunch, then I try to keep the dinner more raw, focusing on salad. But generally for dinner, I have steamed veggies or some kind of beans or lentils and salad. I rarely eat grains, only if I'm having it with somebody else in the house. Now, like I say, I just thought that response was absolutely brilliant. And I think that's what everybody needs to try to be doing. It seems like there's a lot of people out there that want to try to stick a square peg into a round hole. It's the whole raw is law thing, gonna stay 100% raw vegan through the winter. And like I say, I never discourage that. I don't want anybody to take from this channel that even though I'm tolerant and I talk about I'm not really big on that raw is law, I do believe in the importance and the benefit of a raw vegan lifestyle. So if you can do it, I don't ever want to discourage anybody from doing it that can do it, but be realistic with your expectations. Especially this time of the year when it gets winter, I would say seek out some people on YouTube, networking online, in social media, whatever, that are living under your circumstances, because that's important this time of the year. I mean, hell, you're probably going to even get sick of me. Some of you probably, if you're in too gray of a place, you may not even watch me in the winter. You might be like, that SOB, screw him and his sunshine down there. But see, I mean, like I say, and that's probably, and I've admitted to that before, why it's so easy for me to do this, because of my location. I mean, this is, I live in a raw vegan's paradise, raw vegan Eden, if you will. I've mentioned many times, hell, I can go back years before I even knew anything about the raw vegan or raw lifestyle, and I would tell people, I'm like, yeah, I don't cook food very much. You don't need a whole lot of cooked food in Costa Rica, just because of the heat and just because of the climate down here. But that's a very different climate. And that's why, like I say, I never want anybody to think when I'm saying, oh, this lifestyle has been easier for me. The message I'm trying to convey to you there is not like, look at me, I'm great, I have powers, I have willpower. No, it's just the freaking opposite. I'm a screw up. It's easy for me down here. I can't imagine not being able to succeed as a raw vegan down here, but this is where I live. When I go even to Alabama, I could do fully raw vegan there too, but I start seeing more challenges, just like, okay, I can't get the things that I like. It's not just as easy as just, you know, if I don't have some fruit I like right now, I know I can get on my bike right this minute and go somewhere and get some fresh, good stuff that I really like, just like that, within 5 minutes. In the States, who knows? You know, it's bananas. This next trip will be oranges, and I'll be grateful for that. But I do see, you know, I even adapt once I get to Alabama and it's a little bit colder up there. I have sweet potatoes, I have collards. So, to finish this one up, we're just going to do a real quick one to start off the week. It's about where you are. So try to think about that and maybe give yourself a little bit of a break if you're trying to do the fully raw in the winter all the time and you kind of keep slipping every now and then. That you know, you got to make it work in the area where you are. And sometimes if you're really struggling, maybe your body's telling you something. So anyhow, just something to think about. Hope the week's off to a good start, and I'm about to go do some yoga. Peace.